Welcome, welcome, everybody. I know you enjoyed that interaction, Mary. It's the God and you with Her Excellency Cairo, who is our sponsor for this women's panel with Bringing the World. And Cairo writes, Cairo speaks. Our moderator is Dr. Guyleen C. Berry, chaplain, CEO of Adjust the Volume. Dr. Guyleen Berry is a former U.S. court interpreter. She's currently the director of Sac Passe Media, founder, producer, and host of Co's fan syndicated show. Her focus is connecting with audiences with information and resources to empower families. Ms. Berry is soon to be a publishing author of Adjust the Volume, Until the Message is Clear book. She is currently a licensed real estate agent, as well as a life and health insurance agent, a former community outreach advisor liaison to the City of North Miami, CEO of District Solutions, a PR and consultancy company, developing creative processes to help improve lives. That's her motto. She is the GODSU realtor that we're focusing on this year to build her business. So we ask you that even if you're in any of the 50 states, send her the business, because she can interact with her folks all over the country to make sure you get the best service, and she'll get a part of that. Guys, whenever here at GODSU we send you to do business with someone, please don't try to get it for free. Please don't try to talk them down. Don't do any of that, because when you go to Macy's, when you go to Chase, when you go to Bank of America, you don't do that. So if you don't do that with the other folks, why do you want to do it with GODSU? So don't do that. She should get her 3, 4, 5% on her property. Don't talk her down. Just give it to her, okay? She deserves it. So with that said, none other than the wonderful, beautiful, distinguished Dr. Guyleen C. Berry. Take it away.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to host such a wonderful panel. And being a woman in business, being a woman that is doing different things, I feel all of you guys, all of you women that are trying to make a difference. And now with the work that GODSU is doing into the community to help us fulfill our purpose through the dream that we have in ourselves to make the vision work, I believe that, yes, you ladies are not the superwoman or your superwoman. However, through God, we can do all things. So without further ado, I would love to hear from our panel here. Please keep it at 1 minute, because we have a lot to discuss here today. Black women in business and making a difference in the world. Wow, what an amazing opportunity to be here. So Chaplain Evelyn Anderson, we'd love to hear from you. 1 minute, please.
My name is Chaplain Evelyn Anderson Gilmore. I am the founder and CEO of the Mentoring Counseling Services, where we focus on teen girls. My primary goal is to identify what is needed and provide each teen with a pathway to set and achieve obtainable goals. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for doing such a wonderful work in making sure that our children, our young girls, they get it. Yes, and now we'd like to listen and hear from Chaplain Robin Nichols.
Yes, I started Rockin' Robin Express back in 1998. And I acquired 3 tractor trailers and 3 semis, and have provided jobs for some of the families out here from Houston who have driven the trucks. Also, I started the ministry of Rolling on Wheels and Prayers. And we started in a consultation of having prayer. And it's basically out for all of the truck drivers out there calling in, needing prayer for their families and themselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now, Lorna Harrison, Chaplain, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Lorna Lee, new chaplain.
Yes.
I currently serve on an intercessory prayer line to encourage and uplift communities in Houston, Cleveland, and Atlanta. I have served as a founding board member of Love Center, working in finance, planning, Sunday school teacher, and aspiring missionary. Why? To encourage, educate, fortify, and challenge children, students, and adults. I'm delighted to serve on this panel to share as a servant leader.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. We all are talking about generational wealth. Thank you for the work that you're doing out there. And now we'd like to hear from Dr. Deborah Fields Harris.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Deborah Fields Harris, chaplain. I was formerly an oil and gas accountant, government auditor, and retired recently as an educator. I have certification, superintendent certification, and I have a doctorate, an earned doctorate in educational leadership and policy studies. My plan right now, I've come full circle, so I'm very happy to be a chaplain. There were ministers in my family. We've always served the community, and I do plan to publish 2 books, hopefully before the end of this year. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's a lot of work, but
Yes.
I'm sure you can do it. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Dr. Eugenie is mon premier chaplain. Please share with us. You have 1 minute to let us know who you are. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Eugenie, mon premier chaplain. I'm the new alumni from GODSU. And for those of you who don't know me, I have a nonprofit organization. I'm an author, and also I'm a parent and I'm a mentor. My job right now as a brand new graduated from GODSU is to make sure those who don't know about GODSU know that university. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I heard about all of you here on this panel and the wonderful work that you're doing. I am going not in order, but there are times that we want to hear a little bit more, because I've done a lot of things in my life where it has to do with being in a men's world. And I was really listening to Chaplain Robin Nichols about being a truck driver and in being in the trucking industry. I'd like to learn a little bit more about that, Chaplain Robin.
Okay, I've been driving for 24 years.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired, but what I do, I give what I have and try to extend it to others. The thing about being in trucking is that is a man's world. Yeah. Believe me, it's a serious man's world. They don't want to help you, but you have to learn how to help yourself. If you have a flat tire, you have to know who to call to get someone out. If you have to change your oil, you have to know what you have to do. That is one of the things that a strong woman has to get out there and do for herself. When you own your truck, you lose money by always going to the shop. So you have to learn how to get your fingers dirty. You have to learn how to be a mechanic, an accountant, everything. I mean, you have to know a lot about mathematics in order to shift your loads and know how to get on DOT scales. Things of that nature is so much into that industry. And it took me almost 24 years to get it together. So once I finally got it all packed down, got the fingernails all dirty, and but it was gratifying to me, very gratifying, because I looked at it as if a man can do it, Lord knows he'll give me strength to do it too.
Thank you so much for sharing. And being a chaplain, how is that going to be a combination of the things that you're already doing as a truck driver, as a woman in business? How is that going to be incorporated in the work that you're already doing in the world?
What we do, I gather a bunch of tractor trailer drivers, And you'll be surprised of all the pastors that are out there. You run into various people, types of people. I always say behind every wheel, there's a story. So when I've gathered some of the evangelists out there on the road, I gathered 2 pastors on the road and 1 deacon. And what we'll do, we have a conference call. And what we have done is get on the internet and call in all drivers and have prayer. That's how we do it. We'll find some area, park at a certain time, and we all pray it in together.
Thank you. Thank you for the work that you're doing out there, because sometimes those truck drivers, they need prayer.
Oh my goodness, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, and now we also have a Chaplain Anderson, Evelyn Emerson. And Chaplain Evelyn Emerson, I know that you're dealing with youth, you're dealing with teen girls. And so many times we are looking, and Dr. Diane never ceases to mention how those girls, when they're looking, when she's looking to see who they are looking at as their role model, sometimes who wonder who's gonna be the next doctor, the next lawyer, the next wife, or the next mother. And how is it that you are helping those women, to those young girls, to become women of God? Because before Esther became queen, she had some type of training to be where she is. Before Ruth it became who she was, she had Naomi to teach her how to become a woman, and landed with Boaz. So how is it that you are going to use chaplain, being a chaplain, to help those girls find their purpose in life?
Coming from a background of 11 girls and 1 boy, we've always had prayer in our family. And as I grew up, it was instilled in me. I've always prayed. As I've worked with youth most of my life, I listen to them. I feel that I'm relatable to them because I was a teen mother. I'm starting in our church, partnering with one of the sisters there. They're going to be spearheading a program that is for teen pregnant, for teen girls who are pregnant. Not that we're glorifying it, we're just giving them avenues to help them. We don't want any teen pregnancy, but we know we're not in a perfect world. And in partnering with our church, I feel that I could be an access because I have been a teen mother. My children are doing well. I'm doing well. I've worked with teens most of my life. And as far as the mentoring service program, I started that since I've been in GODSU. So it's in the baby steps, but I've always worked with teens.
Thank you so much. Chaplain Evelyn, thank you so much for sharing and be open about your own experience to help these young girls. This morning, we heard about the fathers sharing their experience and why is it important, so important for to have a father in the house. And are you creating a space with those teen girls where you talk to them about fatherhood, the importance of choosing the right father for their children? And this morning, when I was listening to this panel, I was in tears because a lot of times we are looking for a husband, but we, as when we got married young, there are certain things that we don't quite understand. And for a lifelong, we dealing with this issue of I wish I had chosen a better father for my children. So are you teaching those young girls, those young ladies, how to choose the right father for their children?
Absolutely, and it starts with morals and values. Not all of us, everyone all the teens that come through the door at our church, they're not in tune to morals, great morals and values. You don't have to be amazing, but you should be different. You should separate yourself from everyone else. What makes you unique is to be separate from everyone else. You shouldn't want to even look at a guy, and I just be honest, raw, that can't even hold his pants up. Because if he doesn't have control of his pants, walking with them falling down, he's a little morally bankrupt, and you don't even want to look there. And we just instill values in them to want to be better than the next person, be all you can be. And first of all, you don't even think about boyfriends, you think about education. And I found when you educate yourself, you're not as prone to just fall into prey to every guy that says you're beautiful.
Thank you so much for sharing. And one message that I have for all those young ladies that are looking for a boyfriend, a husband, or just a mate. A lot of times we want to have children, but it's more than just the sex. It's also a lifelong struggle, and we need to do better with what we are doing here as women, as mothers. And child support is more than just the money. So without further ado, I would love to hear a little bit from Dr. Deborah Fields Harris.
Yes, related to the being a strong Black woman, sometimes that can be intimidating. Some of my very first jobs, because I've had 3 different careers. And when I started, some of the careers as far as working with the government was a little challenging, because when you talk about the strong Black woman and how sometimes they see us as being angry, but you're just really making a statement and asserting yourself and saying, this is how I want to be treated, and I don't, because I had a lot of skills. Since being in education, sometimes that's, I don't want to say a glass ceiling, but there are a lot of things you have to do to navigate and have skills. And I have been told purposely that I would not be promoted because the image of what they wanted was male and a Caucasian, I'll say white person. So even though I knew the information and had the information and had attended some of the more elite schools, that was what I was told. They knew I was able to do it.
Thank you so much for sharing, because a lot of times we do get this, but you know what? That does not stop us as strong Black women. And that doesn't mean that we are angry, because we were raised to be strong, most of us here. And yes, thank you so much for the work that you're doing. And we also have Chaplain Lorna Harrison, and you are into finance. And these days, everywhere we go, we are listening to people talking about wealth, building generational wealth. So tell us a bit more about that, being a woman in that field.
First of all, I would like to say I have a strong foundation, being raised by parents that were married for 50 years, with my father being disabled for 40 years. They didn't have a high school education. Nevertheless, they provided a home. They showed hospitality to the community. They fed people, they housed people, and provided shelter. So after Dad became disabled, my older sister, myself, and my mom, we had to do everything from cooking to carpentry. So I stand on their shoulders. Moving forward, in corporate America, I was the only strong woman, being the only female at a computer company in an area which was non-traditional for females. In Cleveland, Ohio, I was the only minority female working in the office. I started out after college, a degree in business administration. I started out with managing the production of computer components. And I stayed professional the whole time. The Lord blessed me with 6 promotions in 7 years. I was a master scheduler. I was sending work out to the factory to keep things going. And all of these jobs were new to me. I learned them, I applied myself. I was a slow reader initially in college, but I signed up for a speed reading course and I did everything that I could to assimilate into corporate America. And God blessed me. And I'll say this, through trials, trauma, and tribulation, I've become a strong woman. And for every level that God advances you to, there is a devil. But if you read the Bible, at the end, we win. And I'll say she is fearless because God is faithful. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalms 27:1. And as I taught for 3 decades in public education, I taught my students to feed your faith and starve your fears to death.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes. We can always learn new skills so we could better ourselves. And this is one of the question that I'm going to address later on. Without further ado, we also have my friend. She calls me mentor. And through her, I was able to be part of GODSU. I would love to hear from Dr. Eugenie Monpremier about her program, what she has done in the community, and how she's going to turn those charcoals into diamond. Dr. Eugenie Monpremier.
Thank you, Dr. Berry. Most of the time people said, why you choose charcoals? I'm going to define it for you. From charcoal to diamonds, why that title? It's charcoals. What is it? Is it dirty? Am I right? A dirty stone. But to get the diamond from the charcoal, you have to hit it so high. And when you get that diamond, it's so beautiful. I can put that diamond, you know, as a crown in our excellency hair. Excellency Diane, because you put that diamond on their head. And I choose that because of when people hurt from human trafficking, domestic violence, child sexual abuse, they're that charcoal. And when you're talking to them, you have to find a way to talk to them so you can get that diamond they have inside, because it's not easy. And you ask me how you do that? It's simple. This is why people need to know about mental health and connect with Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit will put the proper words in your mouth. When you're talking to that person, when you see that person transform from the charcoal to diamonds, I don't want to use, no, because I see 3 of my former students I know are being abused. Right now, I advocate. They advocate themselves for other people. They become voices. But before, they are so much hurt. They were the charcoal. And when that charcoal transforms into diamonds, you have something else nobody can stop. And I hope I answer your question.
Thank you so much. Yes, you have. And in the realm of being a chaplain and also being of service into our community, and I would love for all of you ladies to share with us, what is your mission, your purpose, and what legacy would you'd like to leave into our world with through the work that you're doing, and also through this opportunity that you guys just graduated from GODSU, whether chaplain or doctor, or opening other opportunities for you to better serve through Zoom teaching from Dr. Dakar, or learning how to use Zoom even if you are not in person. So I would love to hear from each one of you, your mission, your purpose, and legacy. I know some of you might take maybe an hour to do so, but you each have 2 minutes. So let me hear you. And I'll share with you mine after. So let's start with Chaplain Robin Nichols.
My legacy, I would love for all of the, not only truck drivers, but everyone out there on the highway to please be safe. You see so many tragedies out there. And the main thing that I express to the drivers who call in for prayer, I always tell them, do not get up in the morning, jump behind the wheel without God. I mean, even to the point at night when you're trying to find a parking space to park, the Lord will provide that. All you got to do is just pray it in at the beginning of the day and let it go. He provides. So my thing is allowing these drivers and all drivers out there to just pray. I mean, even though we take it for granted, we take that for granted, but whoever knows who's not going to make it home one day. So always, anytime you're putting your life in any kind of danger, pray it in first, and the Lord will guide you. He'll guide that steering wheel so many times, but thank you.
Thank you for sharing. And Chaplain Evelyn Anderson.
Thank you. My purpose is to make a difference in our teens, one teen at a time. And whatever that is, I would pray that I do make a difference. If just talking, just listening, whatever it is that they need from me, I'll provide, but not just I'll provide. I'm struggling doing this because I'm not a speaker. I thank everyone, I'm not a speaker. That's my purpose. My mission is to accomplish it. And the legacy is to be known for having a passion to save our youth. That's the legacy I would like to leave.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Dr. Eugénie Montpremier.
My God, my passions. As you know, I work with young people. Every time I see them do something great at the school, I'm so happy. It's for them to change their mindset, to know they are important, they are worthy, and to know the skies is the limit. What I would like to for more young ladies, not to see themselves as a superwoman, but as a strong woman who has their roots in God. In the morning, pray in the morning, pray in the afternoon, pray every time, because what my motto, what make me who I am, not because I'm better than anybody, is prayer. Because when I lost my first child, the doctor said I will never have another child. I'm sorry, I put it out there. And I put myself together. I remember I have 40 days. And I went back to the doctor, I look at him, sweat in their eyes. I say, the God I'm serving, the God I call my God, gonna give you a child, it's gonna be a son. The doctor laughed at my face, he said, you crazy. I say, I give you 2 more weeks, I'm coming back pregnant, and it's gonna be a son. And God, write it down, my firstborn was a son. And therefore, with prayer, everything is possible. What I would like to see happen is young ladies, not to let people tell them they cannot do it. My dream was to be a doctor when I was younger, but I didn't know I was afraid of blood. Until I came to that country to when I be a nurse, I was running away when I have to take somebody's blood. Who am I now? A doctor. Don't let nobody tell you you cannot do what God created you to do. That's right. And my legacy, what I would like to see happen, for more young ladies involved in helping those in the street, helping the homeless. Be more careful, mindful with people live around you, knowing everyone cross your path for a reason, there is a purpose to it. Don't take no one for granted. And that legacy, when I'm not here, when they heard the name Eugénie Montpremier, they will say, that lady touched my life, but I will make sure I touch somebody else's life. This is the one I would like to see. And for them to stay connected with the only power, the sources, which is Lord, because with God, everything and anything is possible. And I thank, and I'm sorry, my time is finished. Yes, thank you, or Excellency. Sorry, I have to say that publicly. God, when you cross, it's not about your son. I'm talking about His Excellency, Dr. Diane. I do not take you for granted. God put you on my path for a reason.
Worries.
You crossed my path that day, and I'm having chill right now. I have to put it up there. I'm sorry, Dr. Berry. When I don't pick up phone, usually I do not know. That person don't text me. When your husband called, I pick up that phone. I heard your husband's voice. The voice said, tell him, text you. And he texts me right away. When we talk and I pray, the Holy Spirit pushed me to push on the pastor out of the program to add you. I thought I was doing my father's job. My father knows exactly why he put you on my path.
Yes.
Excellency, if I'm here today, it was God divine. And the day I met you and your family, and I look at your son, and I'm keep smiling at him. Maybe when my two daughters was there, they might say, why she's looking at the young man? Because what I saw excellency. I saw a young man who walk in a room who deserve respect. And when I'm sorry, I'm preaching right now. When I saw that, and I said, thank you, Lord. And when you open your mouth, you were praying. I felt the Holy Spirit because you are a woman of God. And I thank God for you. I do not take you for granted. And one thing what struck me when you met my daughter, the nurse, she felt so comfortable with you and you keep asking for her. That show me you are not any kind of woman. What you think you're doing something, people might say doing something or from, it's not about money. It's a legacy. It's something God put in your heart to do. And this is to elevate us women, elevate men, people who didn't know they can do it, they can make it, and God use you as a vessel. I'm sorry, Dr. Berry. I have to say what I'm saying.
Yes.
God is using you as a vessel. And you might think you are there just Dr. Diane, but you are in a mission.
Yes.
Your mission is to elevate those Eugenists, to elevate Dr. Berry, to elevate those men, to touch those who are suffering, those abused, those who don't have a voice, to give them a voice.
Yes.
I know people say Eugenists, you have a voice. No, God using you to add to that voice. And I don't take you for granted. I don't take you that Excellency Daka for granted. And I don't take your family for granted. And stay together and continue to do what God created you to do, to elevate all of us around the world. And the world will know who you are and who we are as well. And thank you.
Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. Let's give her a hand. Outstanding, just outstanding, the things that you're saying. And I just want to let you know that yourself and Dr. Berry, that you guys move the fastest of anyone that we've ever had as a part of GODSU, not in terms of just turning in everything on time and being responsible, but jumping in and really being a part of everything that we are. Between the two of you, for the last couple of weeks, I must say you all have sent in the most candidates. You guys have worked so hard, you know, to make sure. I would say that you two are number one, and Chaplain Evelyn is number two in terms of just working hard and building a university. You saw immediately what your path is. And no one just walks into GODSU and just be on a panel or just walks into GODSU and be a moderator. It's because of the work that you guys have done. And we celebrate you and we recognize you for that. Many places that you go, just as Dr. Deborah said, is that she could do the work. She was the best at it, but they wanted a Caucasian male in that position. We're not like that at GODSU. We look at your spirit, we look at your work, and we then elevate you and give you your props. That's what we do. And we don't leave anybody behind. You remember yesterday, half of y'all weren't even ready for graduation. And we called people, woke people up, got people there. Regular folks don't do that. I don't know how many of you on your job, somebody going to call you in the morning and say, hello, you're not at work. They don't do that. But in our community, after you've been disenfranchised for so long, you just give up sometimes. And we're here to say, we're not going to give up on you. Don't give up on yourself. There are people here that love you, and it's not about money. And just talking about young girls, what we do is that we will give scholarships and we will give computers and laptops and various things to young girls and tell them that's it. And they're like, do I need to do anything else? I said, no. Never feel that if you're deserving and you do what you're supposed to do, that you have to do something for someone. No, you're deserving. And we have to get them out of the mind frame that you have to lie down with somebody, you have to let somebody touch you, you have to whatever. No, you're off limits. You're off limits. Only God is all you need, and to do what you're supposed to do. When I met your daughter, I told you what I told you because I felt it. And so you have to stay so close. That's why with my children, people who've known me say I look 20 years younger than I did before I even had my last child, because they keep me running. You know, I can't just be an old woman. I'm gonna be 59 next week. They don't allow me to be 59. I'll be running like I'm 29 to keep up with them, to dance up with them. When we buy clothes, all three of us have the same thing. So I have to stay slim because they don't probably make it in the other sizes. So I have to stay so I can buy it from Forever 21 and all the things that they do, so I can keep up with them. But by keeping up with them, then I know what they're doing. I know who they're around. And that's what we need to do in the marketplace, is that we cannot supplant motherhood for being famous. We can't supplant motherhood, okay, for being there with our children. So we have to kind of balance it. So yes, we have to make the money, but we have to understand the family comes first. God comes first, the family comes second, then our work and our friends and everything, and GODSU comes fourth, okay? So that's the order. And if you keep that order, then everything will be fine. My son and I, we work together more than I work with my husband. So a lot of times people see us and they automatically get into the old-fashioned thing of, oh, here's the mother and the father, and they did everything, and here's the church. No, this business partner I have here, he's who I work with about 16 hours every day. My husband, I work with him probably 4 hours a day. So, you know, we really have to, in the marketplace, just like we want the men to give us credit, when we're the bosses, we have to give the people around us credit. Too much, we want to be elevated and up there and be the only one. Don't do that. Because then when you're not there, nobody's there to take your place. See, Dr. Willis could want to take care of something. Her Excellency Kyra is taking something else. We still speak for them as if they're here. So that's what you want to do in your marketplace ministry, is make sure you have other advocates, other affiliates there, so that if you're not even there, you're still there. You see what I mean? You, with your real estate, Dr. Guyleen, if you're not there, you have assistants who can still handle your business. Same thing with Dr. Eugenice. By the way, Dr. Eugenice is the biggest celebrity down here in South Florida. Lord have mercy. If anybody doesn't know her, they're not important, okay? And she's the most humble. She's saying, I'm her mentor. She's my mentor because I don't know the people down here. I know the kings in Africa. I know the folks in Europe. I know the folks in the Caribbean. I'm global. I'm not local. So she has to open the local market for GODSU, because I'm in Paris right now. I'm in Pakistan. You see, I'm all over the world, but I'm not really here because this is not my base. My base is global. So we respect her. You know, she's giving me all these praises. I praise her. You know, and that's what we got to do, guys. You know, women in the marketplace, stop being a witch with a bee. Yes, I said it. Stop being a witch with a bee. Stop it. Stop being so competitive. Stop tearing each other down. Stop with the gossiping, okay? Just because somebody looks cute, I don't like her, who she thinks she is. Child, don't do that. She look cute, tell her. Like, I like Dr. Eugenine's glasses. I expect to get a pair next week. I mean, that's how you do it. You know, I don't need to tear her down because I don't have what she has. So that's what we do, ladies. If we're going to build ourselves in the marketplace, we have to be able to give a sister a compliment. You know, if her slip is showing, pull her to the side and tell her. Don't go on Facebook, take a picture of it and laugh at her. That's what we're doing nowadays. Stop it. Just stop it. Okay? If my eyelashes were falling off, what did His Excellency the car do? Turn off the camera and say, Mom, your eyelashes are falling off. I took that baby off, put it down and kept going. You see? What would some of us women do? Have me with a thing half hanging down like this and put it on Facebook, put it on TikTok and laugh. That's where we're now, ladies. We can't do that anymore. We can't do that anymore. You know, I don't always wear my hair like this. Sometimes I have to have on a wig because I have a bad hair day. You know, part of my hair is showing on the wig is side. He pulled me aside, Dr. Will pulled me aside. Dr. Diane, you know, your wig not straight. I straighten that thing and keep going. So we need to just stop making fun of each other. We need to stop pulling down each other. And for women to do well in the marketplace, we have to uplift and elevate each other. So I know I'm not a panelist on here, but I just had to say that. Thank you so much. Back to you, Dr. Galene. Back to you.
Dr. Diane, I understand you. And from what Dr. Eugenie has shared with you, we all echo the work that you do in the community, and we admire you. Thank you so much. And we know that you're a strong woman, so I would not expect the least. And thank you for sharing all this with us. Without further ado, because Dr. Eva told me that my time is up. However, I would love to hear two other panelists that have not shared their mission, purpose, and legacy. And I would love to call Dr. Deborah Field Harris to share with us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. I would love to share. My role in the body of Christ is to be an encourager. When I was 12 years old, I had learned Romans 8:28. My mother was shot by a stray bullet. And so it really changed my life. So all of my career, all of my jobs, even being a classroom teacher, I was like a pastor. I was like, you can do it, because I basically have taught in schools that were urban schools. And even now, I didn't imagine myself to be a chaplain, but because I've been to the hospital so much to visit people, I work with the Samaritan's Feet, putting shoes on children who are here and in Africa. I work, every week I work with a food distribution where hundreds of cars come through. And because I've done so many of these things, I'm so grateful to God's you. So thank you so much.
I want you to know, Dr. Harris, that we are here with you. And through this pain, you're making a difference in other people's life today. And we are here with you. We feel your pain. God got you. It's with you. And thank you for sharing your story. And thank you for staying strong to share your experience with others. At this point, we'd love to call Chaplain Lorna Harrison.
My mission is to empower anyone who crosses my path, to uplift and encourage young men and young women, to be a mentor for them, to let them know, despite any obstacles they come across or any problems that the enemy tries to tear them down, I want to build up their self-esteem. And I've done that with programs from purity class programs to different programs, dinner with the experts, taking girls and letting them hear from other experts how to empower and raise themselves up. When all of my self-esteem was gone, and when I started over twice in Houston, Texas, being 1,300 miles from my family, God provided a village and extended family, is what I call it, to help pull me up. And I want them to know that they can make it. When I was divorced, when my daughter was 2 years old, and I started all over again, God provided. I was able to just build from nothing. I want them to know, when you feel like you're nothing, God can make something out of you. I was able to build a 2-story home for my daughter and I to live in, and I didn't know how to read a blueprint. So I want them to know, against all odds, they will succeed. And finally, I want to leave a legacy of reading and empowering people. And I did a program at church with the toddlers for a reading program. And I was so delighted when Dr. Eubanks, illustrious chancellor, told me about reading with royalty. Right now I'm reading with my 1-year-old grandson, my first one, and another one coming in a few days. And I like to read and write and get my students the critical thinking skills and problem solving skills that they're going to need to face this world. We have to be strong, because once you're successful and you beat all the odds, and you're the first generation graduate and your daughter graduates second generation graduate from Spelman College, when we didn't know how she was going to make it, with $100,000 in scholarships and traveling abroad to 14 countries, you know that the God Almighty did it. And I don't want to take up all your time. I just want to encourage. I have a daughter and I have a husband, and I have an adopted daughter, just graduated in nursing. She came into my classroom one day and said, "You're gonna be my mother." So she brought her other mother in and said, "This is gonna be my other mother." And I'm just a part of a lot of young people. They've called me mama for a long time. And I want to empower through GODSU. I'm so delighted. I didn't plan to be a chaplain. I just wanted to do the work without the title. But God has given me the spirit of encouragement. And I want to get into the hospitals and work with children that are terminally ill. Pray my strength in the Lord.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've been told that Dr. Maurice Coverson is ready. I don't know if she's still willing to say something, or do we gonna have to keep it really short, but I do not want to miss out on those great words that are being shared through those phenomenal women here today. So Dr. Maurice Coverson, if you are ready, we'd love to hear what you have to say. You probably have to keep it really short, but I'm sure you can deliver in a very short
I'm
time.
ready.
Yes, let's hear
And
you.
I'd like to say my mission is to help people, to advocate for people. That's my mission. And that to ensure that children read. I have a program called the Open Book Program that uses performing arts to help kids get excited about reading. So that's one of the most important things to me. But the most important is to help people be able to take control of their life and to take them from pain to power. Thank you.
Thank you so much, so much, Dr. Maurice. Now I know that we are pressed on time, and I would love to share with you a poem from Maya Angelou. And to all of you graduates that are here today, I want to congratulate you, because in life, when you know better, you do better. When I started hosting Cause Femme, that means women's issues, in 2006, I did not know that I would still be on the air today. However, God wanted it to be that way. And I pursue in taking so many different classes, which I am not going to mention here today. But one of the licenses that I have that I'm very grateful for is to be a life and health insurance agent. So I could continue helping communities so they do not, when they leave this earth, their family members are not poorer than they were here when they were alive. So talking about generational wealth, although white, Jewish, and other ethnic groups that are doing very well, they have a life insurance. And with just a little bit of money, they can make a difference. So if we want to be the change that we want to see, like Dr. Diane mentioned it all the time, let's start with our own family. So let me share this poem with you, all the phenomenal women that are here from Dr. Maya Angelou. And before I do that, my mission, purpose, and legacy, I always wanted to be the change that I want to see. So I aspire to inspire before I expire. And that's what I always wanted to be. And through GODSU, that created a better opportunity for me to do so. So, poem by Maya Angelou. Phenomenal women, pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a phenomenal woman. I am a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please. And to a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet. I am a phenomenal woman. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I am a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hands, the need for my care, because I'm a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman. That's me. That's you. Thank you so much. I'm Dr. Gillian Berry. I inspire. I aspire to inspire before I expire. Thank you.
Everybody, let's click our fingers for her. Come on. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yes.
Well, we're at that point where this concludes the June 2022 graduation, GODSU graduation and Empower You conference. You see on top of here, the GODSU Wednesday icon top. I want to make sure and let you guys know that all of you who participated, we're going to spread it out, but we're going to make sure that we give you guys an opportunity because you guys showed up. So we're going to take that list and we're going to make sure that you get that opportunity on the Empower You at the GODSU Wednesday icon talk. I want to encourage everybody to please go and register for our December conference. As an alum, if you register, you still get the opportunity to participate. Once you are qualified, you'll get a chance to speak. If we call you to speak, that means you're qualified, and that means that you've done something at GODSU that's worthwhile. Everybody doesn't get to see it. As you know, you didn't see everybody on here. You are special, you are chosen because you deserve it. So let's see if let's show you here. You can see we're already up for the virtual Empower You conference. It's going to be December the 8th to the 10th. You can go and get your tickets, $25 and $37 tickets. If you wait, and the December conference is more expensive than the summer conference. Those tickets go up to $160 by the time we get to December. So you do want to go and get them now when they're $37. The graduation goes up to around $90. You want to get it while it's still $25. We have people bought tickets already yesterday. So please go ahead and take care of that. Please get involved. Please go ahead and check and get your 10-minute meeting with me. And so we can talk about what I see in you and what God has told me where you ought to be. And some of you barely made it through the Zoom part. I want you guys to really get the professional Zoom class with His Excellency the Car, so you all can be walking through, dancing the way that we are, you know, in a green screen room, green floor. We tell you how to do. We have green ceilings. Those of you who are close to me, closer than just students, will get a chance to come to my birthday, and there you all will see where we have the ceiling moving. We have all kind of stuff. This guy is a genius. Okay, he has all kind of stuff going on. We have folks coming in from Africa, from all over for my birthday event down here in South Florida. So I know I'm 59, but I'll be acting 29. So get ready for that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I want you all to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And stay tuned. We have some more messages that follow. I'd love to see you tomorrow morning as we do have our God Success Teach and Pray every day. And I look forward to seeing you next week on our Wednesday Icon Talk. Thank you.